Welcome to the part 4 of our discussion. So I hope that you reviewed the previous topics so that you can relate to the next topic that we are going to discuss. Okay, so this time we are going to discuss what is inheritance. So in our previous topic, we discussed about the encapsulation. So this time, the inheritance in OOP concept. So inheritance is also considered as one of the OOP concept that we are going to discuss. So let's identify or what is the meaning of inheritance. So it enables the use of the existing class to define new classes. So it uses the keyword extends. So with S, okay, and that is a small letter. All letters are small. Okay, so when we talk about the inheritance, the word inherit, okay, it will if you are going to apply this one in a real scenario, we'll talk about the inheritance or inherit. Let's say a mother has a child or has a son. Okay, so it inherit class, okay, from the mother, okay, to the child. Okay, that is consider to apply this one in OP or in programming class. We are going to identify the parent class and then the subclass or the child class. So if you remember in our one of your activity, you identify the object and also you provide the subclass. Okay, so in this topic, you are going to understand what is the subclass, what are those child class, the derived class. It's an example of the inheritance in Java. So class A, and then we have the class B. So class B will extend to the class A. Okay, so we have here the class A as our class, and then another class, which is the B. So B will access the function from the class A. So this is the explanation of this syntax. Okay, so we have here the superclass and then the subclass. So when we talk about the superclass or the parent class, it is the class where we will inherit the attributes and methods. Okay, so that means this will be the main or yung parent that will inherit from the child. Okay, so the subclass or the child is the one who will inherit the attributes and methods from a superclass. So the subclass or the child class will inherit the superclass or the parent class. Okay, so to make a program or an example of a program of this inheritance, so we have here the main class inheritance. So you can copy these codes and then try to run and then find the output. Okay, so we have here for the main class B object new B, so access or creating an object and also accessing the object. So class A int grade equals 75. Then for the class B, so class B will inherit the class A. Okay, so that means class B is a child and then the class A is your parent class. Okay, so if you're going to review again the meaning for the superclass, it is the class where we will inherit the attributes and methods. Okay, so we will inherit class, the method here in the class A. So class A is our parent class while the class B is our child class. It's a public void display, so it will going to display class the output. Your grade is class the grade. Okay, so it will read class the grade in the class A since we already use the word extends to inherit class what is in the class A. So that is how we are going to use the inheritance. So we are using this types of concept to minimize also the coding part in the programmer side. Okay, since we have to create another class, or let's say a class, another, and then we have the existing class, create another class, and then why not use the inheritance, of course, to access the previous class or the existing class. Okay, so it will minimize also the coding part. Okay, next on that is the polymorphism. So polymorphism is another OP concept. Okay, we're not going to discuss a deep discussion about the inheritance. If you want to, you can research, of course, what is inheritance in Java programming. Okay, so let's proceed to the another type of OP concept, which is the polymorphism. When we talk about the polymorphism, if we're going to research that one, poly means many. Okay, poly. Then the morphism, that means forms. So if you're going to you are going to read that one, many forms. So that is polymorphism, many forms in one program. So we can have another form class in our program. So like for example, in our inheritance, we have the main class, then we have a class, then another class. Okay, so for the polymorphism naman, what will be is the polymorphism will have the ability of an object to take on many forms. So it allows you to make changes in the method definition for the derived classes and have those changes applied to the methods written in the base class. Okay, so that means this is look like the inheritance class, because it will use the the parent class and then the subclass. So for the continuation, we have the static binding. So when we talk about the static binding class in polymorphism, the object is determined at compiled time. Okay, so compiled time, that is during the running compilation of your program. And then when we talk about the dynamic binding, the object is determined at runtime. Okay, so that means during the running of your program. So the runtime, compile time, um in that particular scenario, the compile time is before the running time. Okay, so what is interface? So in interface, it uses the implements keyword. So it used to specify methods that a class must implement. So it contains headings for a number of public methods. Okay, so for the example of the inheritance, so we are going to use the keyword implements. Okay, so we have here measuring the rectangle. So to measure plus the rectangle, you have to identify the width and the height. Okay, so this is the formula for that, so that you can run, or you can give the exact result of that particular rectangle. So it uses the implements keyword. Okay, so for your activity 05, encapsulation, create a program that will use encapsulation. That is why I don't give you an example of a program here in encapsulation, because I want you to create your own program, okay, that will use the encapsulation. How you are going to use that one, please review the previous topic that we discussed about the encapsulation. Okay, then provide the program, make your own program, and then of course you have to analyze class what is really the function of that particular codes. Okay, I want you to help yourself also to study in your own, because of our situation that we don't have the face-to-face. So please study in your own so that you can understand deeply, okay, about our topics. Okay, next is a package. So it is a collection of related classes and interfaces that have been grouped together into a folder. So example, if you are going to review, or if you remember about our computer programming 1 topics, we already discussed about the package. So what is in the package class, or how you are going to use that one? Example is the import java.util scanner. Okay, so that is the package. So if you're going to review your codes in your program, you will see at the top level of your program there is a package word. Okay, that is the package of your program. Okay, so what is in the package, that is the overall in that particular program or codes. So again, static variables and static methods. So static variables is a class level variable and it is common to all the class object. So static method manipulates the static variables in a class. So we already have this kind of example. Please review. Okay, so another one. For the static variables, ito yun siya, you are going to identify the data type and also the value, and then the static method. Ito. So what will be the function, or what will be the the parameters inside of that particular object. Okay, so I give you this kind of example in our previous topic. So for the activities, there are 6 variables. So write the codes and give the output. So I want you to copy these codes and give the output class. Okay, so what is really the output of this? You really don't need to add some more codes. It is this example is a running codes already. So just give the output. Okay, so that will end for our topic class for the prelim to midterm. So please review those recording from part 1 of our discussion. From the object, we have the classes, we have the encapsulation, the variables, also we have the interfaces, the polymorphism. Okay, so try to study in your own also, and please make sure that you are practicing coding. If you don't have your gadgets like laptop, or let's say high specs cell phone, Android phone, then please try to practice using your ball pen and notebook. Okay, write the codes in your notebook, and of course it will help you also to enhance your skills in terms of programming. Okay, so a lot of Java platforms that you can install in your phone. Okay, if you don't have your laptop, an editor class that will run also your program. So try to research what are those installers. So if you're using the Android phone, so in your Play Store, a lot of Java editor, you can research Java editor so that you can use that platform to create your program, so that you can identify what are those outputs from the given codes that we have. Okay, so I'll be right back for the next term or next topic in our particular subject. Okay, so for now, that is the overall for the prelim and midterm discussion. So I hope that you are going to comply all the requirements. Okay, the activity, assignment, and then of course the quiz that we have. So write all the answers class in your notebook and then send the image file, whether you're going to use the LMS or you're going to use the messenger. Okay, so thank you everyone, and see you on the next part of our discussion.